Okay, so hello to the Ruts DC. How are you all doing?
All good, man. We're good. Very happy to be up here in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Even happier to have a pint of Timothy Taylor, who's our favourite ale.
That's right. We've come to a pub quite impromptu, really. We didn't expect to come, but you're at Rock City at the moment. How's it all going? How's the tour going? We're in Nottingham. I think it's the 4th or 5th day of tour.
It's a gig 5, isn't it?
Yeah,
5. Yeah,
5.
We opened up in Lincoln last Tuesday, and then we went to Scotland. So we did Aberdeen, Dunfermline, and Glasgow on Saturday. Day off yesterday. Nottingham tonight should be good. I think it's sold out.
Is it?
I think so. And then on to Reading tomorrow. It's what we're doing 19 shows, so we just started. So far, it's been great. Everyone's been there early for us. It's a good bill, us and the Stranglers. Everyone's been there on, in time to see our show, and we've been storming it really every night. So.
Well, that must be reassuring, because obviously when you're supporting such a big band, sometimes there's the trap of, oh no, they might just come to see the main act. But if you say there's people actually, there's people come to see you as well, that must be quite reassuring for you. What does it kind of feel like?
Well, it's good. I mean, the thing is, we've got a heritage, and we've been building our brand, whatever you will, up very much in the last few years. We made a really strong album last year. It was very well received. We made 3 videos. We had Henry Rollins on a track, so he's a legendary sort of rock singer. So it's been good, and we do a good show. We're not kind of revivalist, or we're not old fellas trying to relive our youth. We're actually making new music as well, and they're very accepting. In fact, they're liking the new songs as much as our old ones, which is really good. So it is actually, since you asked what it's like, it's absolutely brilliant.
That is reassuring, and I think for us anyway, it's not about going on and being better than the Stranglers or anything. It's about the people that pay for their tickets coming along and seeing a great night. I wouldn't mind going and see that myself. In fact, we've probably watched the Stranglers every night by the merch stand. So good. We're going back to London tonight, though.
Yeah, but also when you are supporting, it is the job of the. I think the Stranglers always. I think they want a band that gives them a bit of a run for their money, and we'd always do our very, very best to do the best show we can. And I think it's up the Stranglers' game too. And I know that when we're headlining shows, I like it when we get a band that's bloody hell, they're really good. We better pull out the stops. Do the show,
Hey, we're a decent bunch of guys.
Well, yeah, so you mentioned the new music as well, and obviously you did have, really, you were a band back then, and then you did kind of come back, really, and make all the new music. I've read into it a little bit why you did kind of revive, but just explain, why was it that you came back and made new stuff and started touring again?
Well, I guess... the Ruts DC. Ruts finished when Malcolm died, and we became Ruts DC. But we split up in '82, so Ruts DC lasted 2 years before, and the dynamic is very different with 3. It wasn't a great dynamic, so that's why we went our separate ways. We all carried on doing music, so we've never, not like we've been sitting at home and then I'd love to tread the ball. We've never stopped working. But and in 2007, our guitarist Paul Fox our old guitarist got diagnosed with cancer, and it was put to us about doing a farewell show, partly to raise awareness for cancer, and also get some money to give him a funeral, because he was definitely going to terminal, So we did, and at the time, we got hold of Henry Rollins. We asked Henry Rollins to do it, and it was really reassuring because there were a couple of Ruts tribute bands going out, and they weren't very good, and they were just, and I felt, I was always very proud of our heritage. We all were, and I think when we did the gig with Henry, it kind of we regained our integrity, and I thought that was going to be it, and we put it a better job done. And Paul passed away a couple of months later. We rectified all our differences with him. He was a dear friend, before that. So that was really good. And then, quite by chance, I've always been mates with Sexy, you see, and we were working in the studio doing a remix, actually, and the engineer suggested that we went and did some more dub music. Back in the day, we did a dub album called Rhythm Collision Volume 1 with a chap called Mad Professor. He went on to work with Massive Attack and various people. And so we rang him up and we went in the studio and just sort of jammed some stuff, and which a couple of months after became Rhythm Collision Volume 2. It was all kind of roots, reggae, dancehall stuff, which we're pretty good at because that's the first music we were sort of into. And then, so we kind of started doing shows, and then to do a rock record, we didn't really want to do it because our legacy is very high. We can't just bang out a few songs. We had to be really feeling it. So we took our time, and we came up with the songs eventually. Involved going away, foreign climes a bit, and locking ourselves away and writing. A lot of jamming, a lot of working out stuff in rehearsals. And eventually we came up with what we all think is a really good bunch of songs. And we called it out, and it went down really well, and it's been, so that's why now, I mean, we're kind of, in fact, Ruts DC has been together longer than Ruts and Ruts from before.
The new incarnation it's kind of strange, really.
And it's happy ship, it's a happy ship. I mean, and we're looking forward to doing more, and it's it's not exactly, you don't exactly make a fortune doing it, but we're all very, very proud of the music. And we all do other things as well, we all write other things as well, but our main thing is this, I think we love to do is this,
Now, obviously, the new album last year, were you quite worried about the reaction to it from fans and maybe people that were quite die-hard fans kind of back in the 70s and the 80s? Were you worried about how the reaction would be? Did you think that there'd be some criticism towards it, and how do you think it went in the end?
I only really worried about that personally for about 35 years, and then I thought I'd never really, personally, like having to write some lyrics and come out, and all of us like writing stuff that was as good as. Yeah, of course, there's a kind of pressure, but I don't know. We did the gigs with the dub stuff, and I still went into the rocky stuff really. But the thing is, as we started to rehearse, we did some gigs with Alabama 3, who I happened to be in as well, and and when you start rehearsing, you just start jamming. We do. So you start jamming, and then suddenly there's a riff, and you go, "That's really good." And we just record everything, and then some lyrics stepped up to the mic, some lyrics came, and then with the help of me buddies, like they were saying, "Well, that's good, that's not," and the lyrics sort of came, the music came, and suddenly we had 15 songs. So these are really good. You listen to them, you go, "These are really good." So yeah, we decided to do it. Did a pledge campaign for it, and of course there was a pressure, but I think. Really, there was a turning point when it was like, something I always give this guy James Sherry, the credit, because he just said, "Look, you just got to write the songs. Don't worry about what it's about. Just go out there, you jam, you play, you do what you want to do." And and so now it's a different thing because we're playing. We've only got 45 minutes of the Stranglers. 5 or 6 of those songs are the new songs, which people are loving, so that's an amazing sort of job done, really, without arrogance, because it really wasn't that easy.
I think there comes a point, once you decide, you said there's loads of bands from our past that are just go, I know names, and I'll just go through the patch, playing the old songs, it's kind of revive this nostalgic thing. It's all very good, I'm very proud of the heritage, but there's no point really in just doing that. I could go and do something else. I could go and join a band that did weddings and earn more money. For that. So there's only really, I think once you decide that you're going to move forward and you feel the songs, you've got to just make the jump and go, well. And the thing is, because we did a pledge campaign, people they bought it in advance. So it was like a lot of pressure to make sure it was really, really good. But I think we did. And people loving the new stuff.
And we proved to ourselves that we still really care. I think that's very important because we sort of produce ourselves, and we had some good friends along the way, James Knight and stuff that helps us a bit. But fundamentally, it's all down to ourselves. Our quality control is very high from ourselves, and I think I learnt that through this as well. Because you can always give it to other people, but we're liable to ring each other at 1 a.m. and say, "I think that's quite right." You go, "Really?" But you go back and listen to it, and I think that's good. I think it has to be that good, and we've proved that is true. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, like Ruffy says, it's like there's a lot of bands. There's the name, there's the Ruts, there's the hits, there's Babylon's Burning. yeah, people want to hear those songs, but there's plenty of bands going out there playing those songs already. So without the other stuff, and what's been great is, like say Glasgow, where there's 3,000 people. You know, I wouldn't say I spoke to all of them afterwards, but I certainly spoke to what seemed like half of them. And they all said, what's great is that you're doing the new stuff as well, and that's great, because without new material, then what people want to call punk is dead, because it's just the same, it's just a, you know, reminiscing from the old times, how it was, and times have changed. And there's still a lot of things wrong with the world, and we like to get stuck into that as well.
Yeah, and I think, and speaking as someone who was a fan of the original band, I'm going to say that if I was coming to see the band now in whatever form they were in, I wouldn't want them just to play the same songs as they ever played and just rehash it. I think it's important, as we all agree on that you have to move forward, but not to the detriment of the older material, which still stands up and still sounds great. I think it does anyway.
Well, it's still hugely popular. Yeah, I've got to agree with that. Final question now. It's a question I ask all the musical acts I interview. It's not about cheesecake, no.
This afternoon about cheesecake. You're very interesting.
I promise it's nothing to do with cheesecake. Name one singer or maybe band who is kind of the musician for you, or you know the real kind of godly tier, you know, the top that you could say, and we'll go through.
Get one, and
it's very hard to get one, but if I had to, it can just be how you're feeling today.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Tony Bennett, David.
Huh?
I thought you were going to say Tony Bennett.
I'm going to see Tony Bennett, but I don't know if I'd say. Yeah, I mean, no, he's well. In as much, yeah. I mean, the fact that he's in the 80s and he's still singing great and performing well. Yeah, I mean, you could say Tony Bennett, but you know, something band or act. Yeah, I mean, why not? I'll say Tony Bennett then. Okay. Because he, and I'll tell you what, because he's a really good singer. And I met him in the 70s when we did Top of the Pops. He was doing something at the BBC, and I've always liked him. I say, my mum used to like him, and he also he's really into rhythms. He did some stuff with a lot of Latin musicians. He's not just a jazz crooner or plays with a jazz crooner. He's really knowledgeable. He paints. He's very laid back. And I went and talked to him, and he really, I was, you know, about 19, 20, and he could have said, "Oh fuck off, I'm busy," but it's what you don't. I said, when I'm just on telly for the first time, it's always great, and he spent 10 minutes with me, talked to me, and just, well, it's really good. Stick with what you want to do, and stick with what you believe in. Don't jump on a bandwagon. Stick with the music you feel's good. And I've carried it with me over the years, so thank you so much for reminding me. So Tony Bennett, I'm going to see the Albert Hall next month.
Well, like that, when I now said that about you, I kind of thought, well, I'm not going to say the obvious, but really, if you go right across the board, it sort of has to be David Bowie, really, because you know, I don't usually say that because it's so obvious, and because he's just gone, you know. But if you think of, you know, the last album, Black Star, which was brilliant, and then I think of the first album I heard, like, which would be Hunky Dory, and then the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. It kind of, you know, he did Black Star. Of course, I've been in a band for like almost 40 years, but when he did Ziggy Stardust, I hadn't even thought I'd ever be in a band. But you know, Mick Ronson, oh man, I just love all those bands. So I know it's an obvious choice, but
well, I'm going to say, as my family are all from Merseyside, and therefore I have to say I was surrounded by the Beatles throughout the whole of my youth. So it's got to be the Beatles. I know that's not a very. I suppose it's not
the Beatles.
Yeah, and time was, if you go back a bit. Go back 20, 25 years, their name was never Mud, but it wasn't the name that was dropped, was it? No, everyone kind of went off them. Everyone thought Paul McCartney was a bit silly, and I always just thought, no, stick on Revolver. It hasn't suddenly become a terrible record. So, I like the fact that they didn't consider music to be any particular type. If they wanted to do a country song and next to it do a heavy rock song or a blues song, they just considered it all to be music. So I'd have to say the Beatles. That's first.
Tony Bennett, the Beatles, and they're all fantastic choices. Ruts DC, thank you very much. It's been lovely to chat to you. Cheers. Thank you.